Welcome to the Empower You Financial Podcast. I am your host, Eva Palacios, CEO and founder of Empower You Financial, where we teach you how to live life on your own terms through financial literacy and credit education. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? Man, I'm just going to get to it. Last week, we talked about whether or not it's a good time to purchase a home in this economy. And I, shared with you what we did, the sacrifices we made, the homework, the strategy, basically what we did to secure our first home as first-time home buyers. So today I wanted to talk to you about why I personally absolutely love buying new construction. For those of you who don't know, we currently are in our third new construction home. I used to say I'm spoiled, but you know what? No, we're not gonna even own that. And here's why I say that. Because dependent upon where you live and dependent upon your desires for the home that you want to reside in, there are a lot of new construction, which basically means, brand new built homes that are practically the same price tag as an existing home that's already built that has years on it. So no, we're not spoiled. We are just well informed and we do our research and we buy with confidence and we just basically work out the numbers. That's what it comes down to, guys. It's really working out the numbers and comparing what's going to be better for you and your family situation. Now, this episode, I want to specifically focus on what we did when we purchased the new construction homes. Because every time it was a little bit different, but I have to say we got better and better and better at it. Because once you know how to do it, once you know how to play the game, once you know what to look for, once you set these expectations, then you know the next one has to be bigger and better. Okay, so let me take it back. The first home that we bought was back in 2004, and it was with KB Homes. Now, when we researched the homes, we really were just looking for what is the closest, cheapest city to the Bay Area so that hubby's commute wouldn't be so crazy. And again, it was our first time, so we didn't even know truly how to buy wisely. We were just looking at the numbers and we really just focused on the interest rate, the down payment, and what our monthly mortgage payment was. And that was pretty much it. We came in with standard features, which basically means when you purchase new home construction, every builder, so this is key, guys, every builder has their own standards in terms of if you purchase this home at base price, this is what you get. This is the type of flooring you get. This is the type of tile you get in the kitchen and in the bathrooms or countertops, kitchen and bathrooms. This is what you get in terms of like the light fixtures or the doorknobs or the faucets, things like that, right? Are considered standard features when you buy at base price. Now, generally speaking, especially the bigger, more common, better, if you will, home builders, they generally have what's called a design store. And what that means is, let's say you look at the basic features, the standard features, and they're not to your liking. Let's say you wanted a thicker carpet. Let's say you wanted a thicker pad that goes under the carpet, but you also wanted a better quality carpet. Or maybe you don't want carpet and you want tile or hardwood or whatever. Just know that whatever is considered an upgrade means more money. And oftentimes people don't realize that when they go to the design center and they fall in love, and guys, like, you got to understand, they're trying to sell you a house. They're trying to sell you top of the level, upgraded, super fancy fixings of a house. So why do you think their model homes look spectacular? Right? I used to walk into these model homes taking pictures and saying, whenever we get our house, we're going to design it like this and we're going to make it look like this so it can look like if it's coming out of a magazine. And then I realized, no, Eva, you got 3 boys and 2 dogs. Like, that's not going to work for us. But that's how they get you, right? They show you all of the bells and whistles so that you can fall in love. And then you go to the design center and they show you, the different types of tiles or the different types of countertops, the different qualities of cabinets. Like, you can literally go in there and design the whole inside of your home. So when we were first starting out, I knew I wanted a low and affordable mortgage payment. I knew how much I was coming to the table with down payment. The loan amount was comfortable. I said, you know what? We're going to go standard everything. Like, we're not. Nope, we're not. Carpet, regular. Like, we're not doing anything extra. And I laugh because after we sold that home, we have bought another new construction home. And what we learned from the first purchase, we knew going into the second one, we are not going to do these types of things. But first, let me scale it back before I talk to you about why we did what we did as we bought the next home. First and foremost, guys, tip number 1. Tip number 1, if you are considering purchasing a new build home, oftentimes people call them tract homes. What this basically means is a builder buys land and they build so many homes on there. They generally have 3 to 4 different models or 3 to 4 different floor plans for you to choose from. So it's not 100% custom. The inside can be custom. Number one thing to think about, or why I think it's really wise to buy a new custom built type home, is because of the incentives. The incentives that builders can give can be crazy good. So let me break that down. Especially depending upon the area that you're trying to purchase, there might be multiple home builders that are all building at the same time. And they want you to buy their home versus the other builder's home. So oftentimes they're going to incentivize you. If you come purchase with us, we will give you this in exchange. What that generally means is if you use their in-house lender. See, a lot of these home builders, they've got partnerships with people. And a lot of these builders partner with specific lenders that basically say, we'll lend you the money so that you can buy this house. And because they partner with lenders, that lender may say, if you use our loan, we'll give you these incentives, such as they'll allow you to buy down your points. They'll offer appliance packages. They'll give you money towards your closing costs. And on average, closing costs can be anywhere between 1% and 3% of the purchase price of the home. So just depending upon how much you're spending, that generally determines how much fees they're going to tack on when it comes time to signing that loan. Lastly, though, guys, my most favorite, one of the incentives they generally offer is money towards upgrades. This basically means they will give you money to upgrade flooring, countertops, fixtures. They'll give you that free money. They'll cover closing costs. Sometimes they'll give you appliance packages like washers, dryers, refrigerators. And sometimes not just that. Sometimes it's fancier washer, dryers, and refrigerators. But most importantly, guys, this is free money that the builder is willing to give you if you use their lender. Now, I always compare though. Guys, we always want to compare. When you're thinking about a home purchase, you want to get 3 quotes. Yes, definitely get the quote from the builder. And in specific, guys, when you apply, anytime you're applying for a mortgage loan, you want to ask them to provide you with what's called a loan term sheet. This is a sheet that breaks down your loan terms. How much the loan is for. What are the fees associated? What is your interest rate? What is your payment across the next 30 years? How much are you paying in interest? It should lay it all out. So you get a pre-approval from the home builder's lender. Maybe a friend or a family or a colleague is a loan officer. You get a pre-approval from them. And then you get a third. And then you compare them side by side to see what is going to be the best offer for you. So going back, tip number 1, why I love new home construction is to be able to take advantage of those incentives. Free money that the builder gives you to purchase their property. Now let's talk about number 2. Tip number 2, why I think it's also a good reason to purchase new construction, is because of warranties. How many of you have ever bought a home and something inside the home broke, or it didn't work, or it wasn't what you thought it would be? Now, there generally are opportunities to purchase a home warranty when you buy an older or an already built home. But when it comes to new construction, those warranties are far greater. Generally speaking, you buy a home warranty on a house that's already built, already in use. Sometimes those warranties are only good for 1 to 2 years. But the new home builder warranties, depending on the builder, they give you so many years on the structure and framing of the home, so many years on the plumbing and electrical, so many years on foundation, drywall. This is key, guys. Remember, you're buying new construction. Anything could have been built incorrectly, but most importantly, you don't control how the world moves. So while we are still settling, that house is moving, you could develop cracks. And depending upon how that builder is building the homes, that could be a tiny crack or it could be a very big problem. This is where the home warranties come into place, which generally speaking, it comes with the home. Nothing extra. It's automatic. Why? Because this is what the builders do. They want to ensure that whatever they build, it's going to be up to standard, up to code, but also giving you a warranty to give you peace of mind. When we bought our first home, we're in California. We're in the Central Valley. We get earthquakes out here. But sometimes the earthquakes are little itty bitty earthquakes. Sometimes you don't even feel them. But I promise you this, guys, every home that we purchased within the first 3 to 6 months settled, meaning, just settled. It moves. And then cracks start to develop. So if all of a sudden you see a crack in the ceiling, or sometimes you start to see the screws or the nails start popping through the walls at the seams, guess what? You just call your home warranty department and have a guy come out and they patch it all up for you. If there's ever a leak, I don't know, if you got a bathroom upstairs and something happens in the walls and now that pipe bursts or it's faulty, now it creates flooding and water damage. Who are you going to call to cover those types of expenses? Yes, you can call your homeowner's insurance. But if you have a warranty with your new home builder, you just call them and they come out there right away. So that's tip number 2, guys. Whenever you're thinking about purchasing new home construction, always ask what type of warranties do they offer, because every builder is different. Tip number 3, my most favorite part of this transaction. Tip number 3, instant equity. So let me break this down for you guys. If you're ever considering buying new home construction, first thing you want to do is you want to walk into that sales office. Generally, the sales office will have a big old table with a neighborhood that has a bunch of little houses on it, or sometimes they have it on a TV screen. You want to ask them, how many homes do they plan on building? Number 1. Number 2, what phase are they in? What this generally means is, let's just pretend they say we're going to build 500 homes. Great. What phase are you in means they generally may say, well, we're going to build 125 homes first. And then once we sell that out, we're going to move on to the next one. Next 125. We sell that out, move on to the next one. 125. Sell that out, and maybe the next one. You get my drift. At the end of the day, guys, you want to position yourself. If you're thinking about buying new home construction, you want to buy in the beginning 1 to 2 phases. Here's why. Because from the time that it takes for them to build the first house to the last house, which is tip number 3, how long will it take for you to develop this whole neighborhood from house number 1 to house number 500? How long will it take? Because the time that it takes and the economy, but most importantly, guys, that 500 house is going to be worth more than the first house. Therefore, instant equity. Every single time we bought our home, we chose first, no more than second phase. So let's back it up. Bought our first house in 2004. Base price was $223,000. Added some upgrades, came up to like $240,000 in 2004. By the time 2006 came and they were done building, and granted at that time, Stockton was getting flooded with a bunch of home builders. Every home that popped up, raise the price, raise the market value. Between 2004 and 2006, our home doubled in value. 2006, we were at $580,000. So we started the process in refinancing. Refinanced, pulled cash out. Remember first episode, pulled cash out and did some money moves with that. That was the first house. Second house, same thing. Now, in this particular situation, we still have the house. But when we bought the house, we bought that house in 2006. 2008 came. And when it came, that's when the bubble burst and the values tanked. Now, this is where people freak out. I wasn't freaking out. Guys, just because the market tanks doesn't mean you've lost money. Here's how real estate works. Yes, we bought the house in 2006 for like $700,000. It was absurd. But guys, it's a 4,000 square foot home, 7 bedroom, 5 baths, office, 2-car garage. Like, it's a big house. Now, today, I wouldn't spend $700,000 on that house. But anyways, we did back in 2006. 2008 came. We bought at $700,000. 2008 came and it dropped down to $400,000. Did we care? No, we didn't care. Because we still needed a roof over our head. And as long as we continue to make that mortgage payment, great. See, you don't lose unless you walk away. If you sell it, if we would have sold it, it would have been a short sale. Because now we owe more than what it's worth. We're still holding on to that house. And now guess what? We're in 2023. That house is worth $800,000. We've had that house since 2006. Balance has come down. Now worth $800,000. Now we got equity again. Guys, don't let the internet and people who don't know scare you. You only lose if you walk away or you don't sell at the right time. So that house is still there. You know, that's where mom and brother's at, and that's still there. Then it was time for us to buy another house, which is the house that we're currently in. Again, bought it in the second phase. Now, if I could do it over, I would do it over. Because I didn't care necessarily about having a big yard. As a matter of fact, I told hubby, I don't even want a yard. Like yards they're just too much to maintain. Like I'm not about that life. And he was like, no, babe, like we need a yard. Like I got plans. Like his imagination, amazing. So I'm like, fine. So we got this house, great lot, great yard. If y'all seen it, like we got a nice yard. So grateful and thankful that I listened to him because man, like he's really left me with things that I'm like, okay, babe, now I see why you did what you did to leave us with what we have. Anyways, so if I were to do it again, I would actually on purpose choose a home on a larger lot, larger land. Why? Yes, so that you can build. You can add an ADU, which is called an additional dwelling unit, which basically means you can build another house on your property and rent that out for extra income. Like, guys, like, be strategic when you're buying your real estate. Be strategic. Not only should you be looking at ways to make sure the payment's affordable and you got the best interest rate, capitalize on the incentives. Capitalize on getting in early so that you can build that instant equity. So let's paint the picture. Bought this home in 2018. Bought it, base price was $440,000. Then we upgraded like crazy. Why? Because every time we bought a house, we knew, oh, no. Next house, we're not doing this. Next house, we are definitely not doing this. So let's play it back. First house, standard. Basic carpet, which that carpet, we had to replace 3 years in. Like, it's standard. So the wear and tear happens way faster than if you were to invest in quality. Tile, not my favorite. Why? I didn't really like the grout and the lines and the dirtiness that the grout lines picked up. So I said, next one, no, we're going to do different. So this house, we learned after each transaction. This house, we went all tile on ground number 1. Floor number 1, we went all tile. And the tile looks like wood planks because I wanted wood. But I'm like, no, I'm not the fan of that. I prefer the tile. We live in the Central Valley. It gets warm. Tile cools down your home. Helps with energy costs. Upstairs, hubby wanted to make sure we get the thickest padding of carpet and the best quality carpet. Guys, we've been here since 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 5 years, our carpet still looks amazing. Why? Because we invested in better flooring, better countertops, better quality cabinets, better features in terms of faucets and things. We upgraded the bathrooms. Like we put some money into it. So we bought base price at like $440. By the time upgrades were done, it was like $550. Then we put a huge down payment on it, brought it back down again. But let's just pretend it's still at $550. Today, this house is worth over $750,000. That is a $250,000 increase in your value. That's accessible as equity that you can take out. We can get a home equity loan, a line of credit. We can borrow from this, take $100,000, go buy a house in the Midwest, flip it, pay the loan back. Now we got profit. Guys, anytime you are thinking about purchasing a home or investing in real estate, these are tools that if you know how to do it, you can win. This is how we create generational wealth. You're going to pay a mortgage payment. The question is are you paying your mortgage payment or are you paying somebody else's mortgage payment? The question is depending upon where you buy and how you buy, that's going to determine how quickly you can have your equity grow that you then can use to do things like buy more real estate, fund your retirement plan, build a business to create more income. The only time I ever recommend tapping into the equity of your home is if you're going to use that money to make more money. Because at the end of the day, when you pull money out of the equity of your home, you're increasing your mortgage payments. And you want to be sure that those payments remain affordable throughout the time that you have to make them. So guys, when it comes to buying homes, I prefer new home construction for those 3 reasons. And so far, we are 3 for 3. We're winning, we're growing, we're using it as a tool to be able to create generational wealth, and most importantly, to be able to have this as your family home, to create those memories that are gonna last a lifetime. That being said, guys, I hope I've added value to you. If you love this episode, do me a favor, subscribe, share this with your friends and family. Most importantly, shout us out. The way we grow at EmpowerYou is by you sharing your stories and your testimonials, because your words can impact other people's lives. All right, guys, I will talk to you on the next one.
Take a look at what you see, what I become. It ain't hard to tell. Young legend, I'm an icon.